Guys, what is up? Welcome to 1922 Project. My name is Kelly, and today I just did something fun and useful, and so I thought I'd do a really quick video showing you guys how I did it and what you could use this kind of thing for. So I'm making a bag, which will be in show and tell in just a minute. And I wanted, if you've watched any bag making videos, you'll see a lot of people have a ruler for putting zippers into bags. I can think of a bunch of other ways to use this, but basically, instead of buying one, I cut my own using my Silhouette Cameo. But I could see this being a useful tool, not just for sewing, but for embroidery too, like for placement on shirts. And I just used a Dollar Tree cutting mat. So I'll show you that, and I'll show you how I make these templates and what I intend to do with them. But first, I have a little show and tell as usual. If you're not into show and tell, the timestamps will be down below. One of them is kind of relevant to this video. Everything else is not. It's just fun stuff. So my first show and tell is that I bought some bolts of fabric from Joann's for the first time. If you are not aware, I'm kind of crooked. If you're not aware, Joann's, you can get, they have Joann's Plus, where you can, I'm not going to call it a wholesale price, but it is cheaper to buy some of their fabric that way. I believe you do have to have a business ID number, but it's super easy, like you just enter it in. So if you're more of a hobbyist sewist, you may not be able to use that feature on Joann's, but if you have a business ID and you're going to order a bunch of fabric, then you should definitely do it. So I ordered 3 bolts of fabric. I'm going to say it was like regular price, $9 a yard, and I got it for maybe $6.80 or something. So I bought 8 bolts, or 8 yard bolts. And so, I don't know, I saved 20 something bucks per bolt, and I bought 3. So, I mean, it was a savings, but I did a tutorial, and I had bought this fabric. If you have watched some of my videos, I was obsessed with the with the Doodles fabric that was at Joann's years ago. It was 100% cotton. It shrank like crazy, but it's soft and it was thick, and I just loved it. And it was weird, crazy patterns. The bat shirt that I made in my last video, that was a Doodles fabric. Anyway, they discontinued it and they started selling this pop fabric, which is similar. I will say, do not buy well, I guess it depends on what you're going to do, but for clothing, I do not buy the 100% cotton. It is not great. It's really, really thin. They have another one that is a cotton spandex, and it's much thicker. Yeah, it's only 2% spandex, so it's okay. It is thick. It also shrinks, but apparently it shrinks in wacky ways. So my Halloween dresses, I did not pre-wash the fabric. I'm going to with this. I think pretty much the industry standard or whatever is you should not, as a home sewist, you really shouldn't be pre-washing your fabrics. People don't want your detergent. People don't want your washing machine germs, whatever. But I had the same ladies who ordered the Halloween dress, ordered a Christmas dress, and I did check with them. One of them had some weird shrinkage, so I told them that I'm going to pre-wash it. I'm going to do it in like a free and clear, but if they have any like really significant allergies, they should, wash it before they wear it. But anyway, so this is the one that they wanted for their dresses. It is, what is it? Santa and a penguins. And I think because there's another one that I think is cuter, but they're matching boys too. So it's like girl dresses and then a couple baby boy rompers that I've got to make out of this. So again, it's an 8-yard bolt, $6 or $7 per yard. So I got that one, and then I do have one order already for these, but so I could have maybe not bought bolts, but I'm taking a chance because I really like this one. It's just not as soft as the doodles, I guess because of the spandex. It's thick enough, but I don't know. Anyway, this one's super cute, the Christmas lights. And then this is my favorite. I'm definitely going to make, my daughter saw my bat shirt last video, and she wants one. I don't have any more of the bat fabric. I don't think. I'm going to check to see if I can make her, I have enough to make her a bat shirt. But I'm going to make us matching shirts out of this one. And I already have a dress order for this one, but the color's really pretty, and the gingerbread. So anyway, if you haven't checked it out, it's kind of nice. With those Halloween dresses, like 2 ladies ordered it, and then I put it on Instagram, and then I got like 3 more orders, and I just had to keep going back to Joann's. And then they were sold out of it, and then I had to order it online anyway. And so this time I just got the bolts. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just take a chance. I've sold enough already that I've recouped, you know, the money spent on this, and everything else is just going to be profit. I mean, I think I'm above what I paid for this already, but anyway, so these are super fun. I've got to wash those. I've never washed a full bolt of fabric. That should be interesting. And then the other fabric show and tell I have is, this is for personal use. We are going to Disney over Thanksgiving, and I want to make myself a little hoodie. So actually it's more like a bomber jacket. So this is just plain fabric from, well, I call it plain fabric. It's delightful. It's from Million Dot. If you've, again, watched some of my other videos, I did I made some neon pants that I'm wearing right now. I think I wore them in my last video too. I wear them all the time. Because they're super, it's really, it's a French terry, and it's like the perfect weight. It's the perfect softness. It's great. So this is going to be the main body, and I have a ribbed knit to go with it, but I wanted the sleeves to be something fun. So I found this. It's not the original one I wanted, but the original one I wanted was a pre-order. So I just bought something retail. It's from Cameo, which I order from a lot. I really like their quality of fabric, but it's little Mickey Mouse heads, flowers. So this will be the sleeves, and then the main body and the ribbed knit. So I'm really excited to make this. I probably won't get to, I mean, I can make it before I make these dresses, but I want to make at least one dress and get it up on Etsy so I can try to unload some of this fabric. But anyway, so that was super fun. And then the one that, oh wait, I have Dollar Tree. I went to the Dollar, so what we're going to use today is from the Dollar Tree, but then I got some other things too. It's probably not all that interesting, but a couple things I want to show you guys. If you are in all the embroidery groups like I am, I'm pretty sure it's Parker on the Porch has mug rugs that people are making, and then they fit into these little trays. So I only bought 3 because I kind of only want to sell locally with these. What I think I'm going to do, I'm going to stain this. I'm going to put 4 or so coasters, mug rugs in here, and then I'm going to sublimate a mug to match. So the mug itself is so heavy. Mugs are just hard to sell. I don't want to ship them. I don't want to ship mugs. So I'm just going to try to do some local sales, but I'm going to do one and just kind of put it out there and see. So I I had a bunch of these in my hand, and then I put them back, and I was like, no, I'm gonna get three whole dollars I spent on these. And then the only other thing of interest, I think all this other stuff. Oh, I did buy this. I talked in one of my videos about how Jess from Okla Roots uses a stiletto. And in that video, I couldn't remember the name. This is not a stiletto, but I could see that it could be used the same way. I mean, obviously I want one like Jess's because it's pretty and it's nice, but I don't know. I don't know that I wanted to get this and see if I use it enough to justify. I'm a lifetime sewer and I've never used a stiletto. This is actually a embossing tool, but it's got kind of the same shape and it's rounded. So it won't like poke a hole in your fabric if you need it to kind of feed some things through. So if you don't know what a stiletto is, watch her videos because she uses it and everything. But the time I think it would have come in handy was when I was making some coasters, mug rugs, whatever. What is the difference? Is there a difference? I don't know. I was putting the binding on. And, you know, it's hard to get, like I wanted to hold the binding down without putting a needle through my finger. So anyway, I just thought that was fun and that I would give it a go. So I got that. I got some scissors and Post-it notes. Nothing fun there. And then the only other thing I got that I wanted to show you guys was these things. And the reason why I got them is for these dresses, because in my head I was thinking, I basically have to do a production line here of these dresses, but they're all different sizes. Sorry, I got hair on my face. They're all different sizes. How am I going to make sure that things don't get, you know, mixed together? Because I'm going to want to sew like sleeves onto every dress and, you know, again, kind of production line. So I bought these so that when I cut the pieces, I can say, okay, here's a 3T. Here's a 4T, and they do stack. I think you have to flip this. It took me forever in the store to figure out how to do this, but so they do stack. I don't know. I mean, so anyway, so then I'll have each, you know, dress romper in its own place. And like when one of the girls ordered, you know, 2 dresses, so I can put both of hers into one tub. I don't know. We'll see if it's useful, but I just figured, you know, $1 a piece, and then I can use them for something else, or I can use them, you know, I could use them for my blanks up there. So they'd be good for blanks too. They had some wire baskets that I liked better, like I thought they were prettier, but these seemed a little more efficient and useful, and the wire ones were kind of flimsy. So that is all for show and tell today, I think. Let me look around. Anything else exciting? No. Okay, so this is sort of show and tell. It's not done. It looks terrible. Like I said, we're going to Disney, and I wanted to make myself a backpack. I have been hoarding like bag making supplies, and I've yet to make a bag. Well, now I have about a half of a bag. Impressive, huh? It's inside out, obviously. I was putting, this is a mini backpack, and I was putting the back on it, and I didn't like the way it looked, so I seam ripped it, and then I wanted to get busy and get making this video, so I stopped. But anyway, I'm using this vinyl, this fun Disney vinyl. And then this is the front of it. Again, I know this is hard to see because it's inside out. And then it's got little slip pockets on the side. But when it's done, I'll show you the real deal. But the reason why it's relevant to this video is, you can't see it because it's inside out. But this is a slip pocket, not a slip pocket, a zipper pocket on the inside of the bag. And again, if you watch all of the bag making pros, they have fun rulers that make it easy to sew a zipper on. Let me see if let's see if we can turn this inside out and you can see it. Hang on. Yeah, no, I couldn't do it. I'm not taking it apart. It'll make sense when I show you, and it's not really the point of the video. So you'll see it when I have the full reveal. So definitely subscribe so you can see that backpack. Okay, so, but if you've ever sewn a zipper pocket on, you make this little rectangle with a pin, or, you know, a wash away pin or whatever, and then you sew around it and then flip your lining on the inside. Again, not really the point of this video. I can certainly do a video on that if you're interested. Really, I just want to show you how to make templates. So I messed this one up a little bit. I want to do one thing different. So I thought, well, let's make it together. And then I want to make a longer one because I have a different bag. This would be for a 6-inch zipper. And I want to do one for a 7-inch zipper as well. Like I said, the other thing I could see that it would be useful for is if you have a lot of shirts where you've got to put a logo. Is that my left-hand side? No. If you have a logo to put on the left-hand side, like, you know how you come down like 7 inches and over whatever, I could see this being useful for that too. But basically, all I did is at my beloved Dollar Tree, I bought these chopping mats, and they come 2 in a pack. And then I cut out what I wanted, but I did it with my silhouette cameo. Now you know, in theory, you could do it with scissors. You just might not be as accurate, and it would be super tricky to get this inside portion perfect. So let's go over to the computer and hopefully make more sense of this because I feel like I'm rambling. Okay, so I'm in Silhouette Studio, and this is the one I made before, but it's a little wrong from what I want. So we're just going to start fresh. We'll open up a brand new page, and no, I don't need my grid lines. Okay, so could not be easier if you tried. You just need 2 rectangles. So I'm going to draw 1 rectangle, and for this particular zipper, the zipper itself is, now I don't want to say the wrong thing, so let me just double check what I did before. The inside needs to be 6 inches long and a 1/2 inch tall. So you can just go up here and just change it. So we need 6 inches wide and 0.5 tall. So there is our top zipper. Our inside square. And what I did is I just went ahead for now and I centered it. And then I made another rectangle. And here's where I messed up on the last one. For me, for now, maybe it will in the future. I don't care how much is on the sides here, but above it, you want an extra inch because when you place it on your zipper pouch, it comes down an inch. So why not have that measured out already? So this is a 1/2 inch tall. So if we want an inch above and an inch below, we now want it at 2.5. And again, this is, you know, some of this might not make sense, but it doesn't really need to. You can use this creatively for whatever your needs are. And that's kind of why I haven't bought any of those zipper rulers that are made out of like this kind of material, is because it's like, well, I have a lot of different patterns and a lot of different sizes that I'm gonna need. Well, by doing it this way, I can just make all of those for less than, each sheet is 50 cents. So I'm utilizing like 10 cents to make one. So so all that to say, I made it 2 inches bigger that way, and then 2 inches bigger this way. I'm going to center it again. So now that's what it looks like. So you've got an inch, and we can kind of double check that with a grid, and I go ahead and group them together. That's why I centered them, so I didn't have to fuss with matching them. But see how that gives us, I know it's hard to tell with these red lines, but it gives us an inch of clearance above, and that just helps with placement. Again, you kind of have to know sewing bags a little bit, or sewing zippers like this a little bit for that to make sense. But so that's that. That's all I did. I do want to show you real quick. I'm not ready to do it right now. But basically what I was talking about with doing like the placement for embroidery is I would probably do something like this. And, you know, again, I'm just kind of throwing something together here. Let's weld it. So something like that, and then make sure that this is however far down you want it from the top, and this is however many far over, and then you would just place your design right here. And you would have to do it, if you've ever seen the store-bought ones, you would have to do it based on sizes, like a, you know, a small medium is going to be different than a 2XL. But again, this is also cheap that you could have templates for everything. So let me just show you real quick the settings. So I went over here. Oh, let me go back for a minute. I do it without a mat. So Silhouette is going to automatically put it as having a cameo mat. I'll try it because at some point, if you're using kind of scraps, you might have to use a mat. I'm just curious to see if it would actually go through the sheets like we need it to. But I do no cutting mat. And then I go to send. And you can see up here on the right, it asks for the material, and I set it to acetate sheets, which is the first one on your list. I have not, my cameo is not on. Let me flip it on. And then, what version is mine? Mine is a 4, cameo 4. For whatever reason, mine has the auto, let's see if I can see it. It has an auto blade, but I didn't have very good luck with it. So I still do it the old school way of changing it. But so you have to set your, all of this is just the way it is preset. I didn't change any of this. So we go over to our machine and let me show you how you load up these sheets. Okay, so here's my Silhouette, and like I said, I just use the ratchet blade, and it should be on 10. It's not quite to 10 yet, so you do want to get it as high as it goes because it's a really thick material that we're cutting through. And then if you're unfamiliar with cutting without a mat, typically this bar is set like this so you can load your mat in, but the material that we're using is shorter than this. So you have to move this over. And you do that by popping this down, then moving this to where you need it, and then locking it down again. That ensures that both of these rollers can grab it. And then, which I can't remember, I must have cut on this side the first time around. One side is kind of smooth and one's a little textured. I can't imagine that it makes a difference, but since I haven't tried it the other way, we'll do it this way. So just load that, and then we'll send it through. It's going to do 2 passes. And again, that's just kind of pre-built into that particular setting. Okay, I think it's done. Okay, so we just take that out. It did some wacky stuff there for a minute, so I had to go back and kind of fiddle with it a little bit and just turn my machine off and then redo it. But you can see, and this right here, this is just from where, you know, again, it's the Dollar Tree, so not a fancy material. But let's go over here and take a look. Okay, so as you can see, it did not give me a nice, you know, clean cut all the way through, which it didn't on the other one either. But really all I did was just kind of bent it right there. Now, if you had something that was curved, you would certainly, you know, you wouldn't be able to do this. You would need to take some scissors to it, but I did at some point. Let me grab my, I'll grab my new scissors from the Dollar Tree and show you what I mean. Okay, so even if you have to take some scissors to it, it does at least get you started to where you can really feel your scissors down in there. But I think on my last one, I just kept bending it. There it's breaking. So when it's straight lines, you can just bend it until it breaks. And then it just peels off like that. Does that make sense? Again, if you had something curved, it might be a little trickier. But on straight lines like this, all right, so here it is all punched out. It didn't do as smooth as this one did, and you can see I kind of tore it right there, which is no big deal. I need to do a little more research because I do have a blade for my silhouette that I think is for a thicker material like this. So why can't I think of what it's called? A craft blade. So I should probably check that out and see if it works a little bit better. The other thing, but for the purposes of this, it's fine. The only other thing I'm going to do is mark the center line with a Sharpie. And again, all of this is just to kind of line stuff up when making a zipper pouch on a bag. But I think the, you know, there's endless things you could do with this. Not the very least of which is you could cut pattern pieces out of this. And those you could, let me see if I have a pattern piece here. All right, I'm not going to show you the whole pattern piece because that's kind of something you're not supposed to do on YouTube, is show people's pattern pieces. But let's say this is a pattern piece. You could easily put your cutting mat material over it, trace it, cut it out of this, and then if you were planning on making 10 of these bags, you've got something a little more sturdy than paper. The only thing that makes like the acetate, is that the right word? Yeah. This kind of thicker material good is when you're cutting fabric, you want something for your, look at my broken thing here. You want something for the blade of your rotary cutter to have, you know, you want a little lip there. And this isn't going to have much of a lip at all, but you could still cut fabric pretty well with it. See how I came off of it just there? You could, you know, if you were holding it really well and you had a sharp thing, it might be good for pattern pieces. I even thought about making one for buttonhole placements. You know, you could have little cutouts for where you would put a buttonholes on plackets. But essentially, again, I know I don't have a good view of what's going on with this particular one. But I've already made my zipper pouch. It's up in there. But let's say this was my zipper pouch. You would line this up And now I've got it set to where it's 1 inch down. You line it up with the top, you get a pen or a water-soluble marker, and you do your lines there. Then this is where your zipper goes. Again, that's exactly what I did. It's just you can't see it because my bag is inside out. See, my zipper is in there. Anyway, does any of that make sense, or have I just done the dumbest video ever? Who knows? All right, clear as mud, right? I know it's kind of weird, especially if you don't know what these are for, but as you can see, you can do them for other things. And this, you know, if you know, you know. I mean, if you've been looking at buying one of these, this is a 10-cent version. And worked really well. I gotta clean this one up a little bit. If you guys have that craft blade and you've used it, let me know if I'm thinking correctly that that's what this is. I mean, that this is what that is for. I've literally I've had it for years. I've never opened it. But I think it's for materials like this. I think I originally bought it to try to cut thin wood, and I never did. And I hope to get a laser someday, so I can really cut thick acetate, which would be amazing. But for now, I don't know. I thought I was kind of fun doing this. Let me know what you think down below. Maybe it will make more sense when I show you the backpack that I finished, or I haven't finished it yet. The backpack that I am making. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe so you can see that backpack. If you guys found any value in this video at all, I'm still picking at this thing. It's not perfect. Like I've got this one little strip that needs to come off. So again, you just want to be able to take your pen and run your pen. Whatever. You get it. You get it. Maybe you don't. I don't know. Whatever. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I will chat with you later. Bye-bye.